what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. So this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a skateboard tutorial, but this time we're doing it POV style, so you guys can see what it's like to actually do it and to actually learn it yourself. This video is going to be perfect for beginners who want to learn how to kickflip for the very first time. And all you need to be able to do before you start this video is to do an ollie. Any other tricks you can do is going to be a bonus, like if you can pop shove it or do any 180s. It's going to help you out a little bit and it's going to make the kickflip a bit easier. But as long as you can do an ollie, you're good. So just in case for whatever reason you guys don't know what a kickflip is, I'll give you some examples. It's like when you do an ollie but you kick your foot off to the side, your board does a flip, and then you land back on it with both feet. Alright, so step one, you just want to be comfortable on your board. You want to be able to ride about. The better you are at cruising about and not falling off, the better you're going to be at doing tricks. And then step number two, you want to get a comfortable ollie. The better you are at popping your board and sliding your foot up to level it out, the easier the flick out for the kickflip's going to be. I do a lot of ollies and I feel like that's what's given me such a strong flick for my kickflip. Alright, here's step number three, and this is optional. You don't need to be able to do this to do a kickflip, but I find it helps. And that's to do a pop shove it. I feel like this can help you guys learn a kickflip because it's the first trick and probably the easiest trick where your board's going to pop in the air and then it's going to leave your feet and then you're going to land back on it. It's a bit easier than the kickflip, I think, because your feet don't really need to leave the board all that much. You can keep them kind of close to it. And just for a very quick tutorial on how to do a pop shove it, you want to pop it but have your foot kind of like here. Pop it at kind of like an angle so it pops up like this, and then it's going to launch the board like this. Keep your feet kind of close to it, and then when it makes its way around you can just plant them down and then roll away. I'll show you guys an example. If you find that when you're doing the pop shove it the board starts to do a little flip or anything like that, just try keep your feet more level on the board and then it shouldn't do the flip, it should stay level. You can also try keep your feet really close to the board and it keeps it just a little bit more control. Alright, so step number four, we can start practicing how to flip the board for the kickflip. And you can do this just by standing still. Stand on your board like this with your foot on the tail, and then just practice sliding your foot up the board like this and kicking it out. You really want to make sure you're sliding your foot all the way up the board and then sliding it out the nose. This is going to make sure the board flips more level and you're not just going to be kick flipping it straight into the ground and it's going to go nowhere. So just keep practicing flicking it out with your toe, and the more comfortable you get with that, the easier the kickflip's going to be and the better they're going to be. And then for step five, you're going to do the same thing but you're going to mix it with the ollie. You're going to do that same flick out off the front of the board, but you're also going to pop your board at the same time. And because we're just starting off, you don't need to try land it straight away. You can jump back a little bit and let the board do the flip. Another thing you want to focus on is have your shoulders in line with the board, and that's going to help make it flip straight and it's not going to flip off to the side or start to do like half of a varial flip or something. You want to focus on being parallel with your board and then flicking your toe right off the nose. And for the front foot, I always have it about here on the board, but you can move it lower or higher on the board depending on how it feels comfortable. And then once you can kind of get this motion, flip your board around and then jump off of it. You can start trying to land on it in step six. So you're just going to do the exact same thing, but instead of jumping back, you're just going to stay above your board and then try land on it. And you can do this whilst rolling or just standing still depending on how comfortable you are at riding your board. I would say it's best to learn all your tricks whilst rolling on your board because that's how you're going to be doing them once you've learned it. You're barely ever really going to be doing tricks whilst you're standing still. Especially the kickflip. One thing that can help you learn it is if you find something like this, something where you can hold on to it with both sides, and then you can just practice on getting the kickflip but without any of the fear. Try avoid this step unless you need to do it. It's always going to be better to learn tricks just on the flat ground without any support because you're not always going to have that to help you learn. And if you've landed a couple of kickflips and you want to make them a little bit better, when I'm flicking out my kickflip I like to do it a lot harder on the nose so it kind of starts to flick out but then angle this way, and then I have my back foot kind of floating about here and then it's going to flip straight into the back foot and catch it really nice. So it's going to kind of flip like this and just get like a real snappy motion, and then my foot's going to catch it and then I'm going to land back on it. And it makes it look a lot cooler when I'm doing it on anything, or when I do fakie kickflip I always get like a really crazy pop and flick with that. Just makes it look a little bit cooler, I think. I really want to get better then. Oh, fuck. Woo. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I keep falling. Got it.